Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. You know how much I love to geek out on natural remedies, and today we're talking about one that's pretty common, but I bet you haven't considered all of its potential.
You got that right.
We're diving deep into the world of peppermint.
Beyond the candy canes.
Exactly. We're talking about those potent little peppermint leaves and all the amazing things they can do for your health. I've been doing a lot of reading on this lately, and let me tell you, I was blown away by some of the research.
It's really fascinating stuff.
So to help us unpack all of this, we have an expert joining us today.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm excited to dig into this.
All right, so let's start with the basics. What's the big deal with peppermint? I mean, we all know it freshens breath and can help with an upset stomach, but is there more to it than that?
Oh, there's definitely more to it than that. Peppermint has been used in traditional medicine for centuries, and now modern science is starting to validate a lot of those traditional uses.
Like what?
Yeah.
Give us some examples.
Well, let's talk about digestion, since that's one of the most well-known benefits of peppermint. You mentioned upset stomachs, but did you know that peppermint oil has been shown to be as effective as some medications in treating IBS symptoms?
Really? Wow. I did not know. I knew it could soothe your stomach, but to be comparable to medication? That's impressive.
It is. A study in the Journal of Clinical Gastroenterology found that peppermint oil capsules significantly reduced pain, bloating, and urgency in people with IBS.
So it's more than just a nice soothing feeling. It's actually tackling those symptoms head on.
Right, and the key player here is menthol. That's the compound that gives peppermint its cooling sensation.
Okay, so how does menthol actually work in the gut?
Well, it interacts with something called TRPM8 receptors in our bodies. These receptors are involved in sensing cold and pain. When menthol activates these receptors in your gut, it basically tricks your body into feeling a cooling sensation. And this, in turn, helps to relax the muscles in your digestive system and ease discomfort.
So it's like a natural chill pill for your stomach.
Exactly.
That's so cool. I never knew that. And speaking of which, I'm actually dealing with some digestion issues right now, so this is perfect timing.
Well, you're in luck because the research we've gathered even includes a recipe for a soothing peppermint tea that you can try after meals.
Perfect. I'll definitely be giving that a try.
Yeah.
You know, I've always thought of peppermint as just a flavor, but it's becoming clear that it's so much more than that. It's like a natural medicine cabinet in a leaf.
It really is. And we're just getting started. Peppermint can also be a breath of fresh air for your respiratory system.
Oh, right. Like those menthol cough drops.
Exactly. That same menthol that soothes your gut also works wonders in your airways. It acts as a natural decongestant, helping to open up your airways and loosen mucus.
So my grandma was onto something when she made us inhale steam with peppermint oil when we were kids.
It sounds like it. And it's not just an old wives' tale. There's actually research to back it up. One study found that inhaling peppermint oil significantly improved nasal airflow in people with colds.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm starting to think I need to stock up on peppermint oil like yesterday. And speaking of feeling better, what about peppermint's supposed ability to help with headaches? I've heard that one a lot, but never really looked into it.
Yeah, that's another area where peppermint shines. Applying peppermint oil topically has been found to be effective in relieving tension headaches.
And working in the same way as it does with the stomach, like relaxing muscles.
It's a little bit more complex than that. Research suggests that when applied to the skin, peppermint oil causes a cold sensation that helps to desensitize pain receptors. It also appears to increase blood flow, which can further reduce tension and pain.
So it's like a double whammy against those pesky headaches.
Exactly.
That's so interesting. I'm learning so much about peppermint already. And I'm curious, is there any truth to the claim that peppermint can boost brain power? I've heard that it can help with focus and energy.
You know what? There actually is some evidence to support that. A study in the International Journal of Neuroscience found that participants who inhaled peppermint oil showed significant improvements in memory and alertness.
Interesting. So like a mental pick-me-up.
Yeah, you could say that.
I like it. I'm going to keep some peppermint oil on my desk for those afternoon slumps, for sure. So we've covered digestion, headaches, and even brain power. But we can't forget about the most well-known benefit of peppermint fresh breath.
Of course. It's a classic for a reason.
Right. We all know peppermint freshens breath, but is it actually doing anything besides just masking the odor?
It's actually doing more than masking. It's tackling the root of the problem.
How so?
Well, peppermint oil has potent antimicrobial properties, so it's actually fighting those odor-causing bacteria in your mouth.
Oh, that makes sense. That's why it's in so many toothpastes and mouthwashes.
Exactly. It's not just covering up the problem, it's helping to eliminate it.
Okay, that's good to know. I'm all about getting to the root of things. So speaking of which, are there other ways to get those antibacterial benefits? Like, could you just chew on a peppermint leaf?
You actually can. Chewing on fresh peppermint leaves is a traditional way to freshen breath.
Really? Interesting. I don't know if I'd like the taste of that, though.
Yeah, it's not for everyone. But peppermint tea or infused water are other great options if you prefer something a little milder.
I can see that I do love a good peppermint tea. We've covered a lot of ground here, from digestion to fresh breath and even brain power, and it's clear that peppermint has a lot to offer. But I'm curious, what about its potential for things like muscle soreness or joint pain? I know some people use it for that, but I'm not really sure how it works.
That's another area where peppermint's anti-inflammatory and pain-relieving properties really come into play.
Okay, but how? Is it the menthol again?
It is partly, yeah. Menthol creates that cooling sensation that can help to numb pain. But
Mm.
peppermint also contains other compounds like menthone and menthol acetate, which contribute to its analgesic effects.
So it's like a natural pain reliever.
You could say that. And that's why you'll often find peppermint oil as an ingredient in balms and creams that are designed for muscle and joint pain.
It's like nature's icy hot.
Exactly.
I love that analogy.
Mhm.
And, it makes me realize just how versatile peppermint really is. I mean, we've talked about it helping with digestion, breathing headaches, energy, breath muscle, and joint pain. Is there anything this little leaf can't do?
Well, it's not a cure-all, of course,
Yeah.
but it certainly has a wide range of potential benefits. And here's another one for you. Peppermint might even be good for your skin.
Oh, really? I had no idea. Tell me more.
Well, its antimicrobial properties make it a natural choice for soothing skin irritations and fighting acne.
So it's like a natural antiseptic.
Exactly. And because it's so gentle, it's often used in products for sensitive skin. In fact, the research you provided includes a DIY recipe for a peppermint toner that's supposed to be amazing for refreshing and clarifying the skin.
Well, that sounds lovely. I'm definitely going to have to try that one. It's funny. I always thought of peppermint as just a flavoring agent, but it's clear that it's so much more than that. It seems like it has the potential to be a real ally for our overall well-being.
I couldn't agree more. And we're just scratching the surface here. There's still so much we're learning about peppermint and its potential, but one thing's for sure, this little leaf is packed with power.
I'm with you on that. It's been incredible learning about all this. And, as we've been talking about all these different benefits, it's got me thinking, all these antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, and even mood-boosting properties, they must have some positive effects on the immune system as well, right?
You're absolutely right. A healthy gut is essential for a strong immune system. And as we talked about, peppermint can really help keep things in balance there. And don't forget those antimicrobial properties we discussed earlier. Those come in handy for fighting off infections as well.
It's like peppermint is this little warrior fighting off those nasty bugs.
I like that.
So beyond tea, are there other ways to incorporate peppermint for immune support?
Oh, for sure. You can add fresh or dried peppermint leaves to soups, stews, even smoothies. Some people even make peppermint-infused honey, which is supposed to be delicious and immune-boosting.
That sounds amazing. I might have to try that. It's exciting to think about all the different ways you can incorporate peppermint into your routine.
Mm.
And, speaking of feeling good, we can't wrap up this peppermint exploration without talking about its potential for stress relief. That's one of the things I've always associated with peppermint tea, that calming, soothing feeling.
And there's a scientific reason for that. Peppermint's aroma has actually been shown to have a calming effect on the nervous system. It can help reduce feelings of stress and anxiety and create a sense of peace and well-being.
That makes so much sense. I always feel so relaxed after a cup of peppermint tea. It's like a mini spa day for my senses.
It certainly can be. And many people find that diffusing peppermint oil during meditation or relaxation helps to enhance the experience.
Oh, I bet it does. That's a great tip for our listeners. So if you're feeling stressed, reach for that peppermint oil diffuser or brew yourself a cup of peppermint tea and just let that calming aroma wash over you.
It's amazing how such a simple scent can have such a profound impact on our mood and well-being, isn't it?
It really is. And I think that's what makes peppermint so special. It's not just a one-trick pony. It's this multifaceted plant with a wide range of potential benefits for our physical, mental, and emotional health.
Absolutely. It's a reminder that nature often holds the key to simple yet effective solutions for many of our health concerns.
I know, right? It is incredible to think that something as common as peppermint could be so beneficial for us. I feel like we've barely scratched the surface.
I know, me too. There's so much to explore.
Well, sadly, we are out of time for today's deep dive, but I'm walking away with a whole new appreciation for the power of peppermint And you know what? I'm going to stock up on some peppermint oil and try out that DIY toner recipe.
Oh yeah, that toner is fantastic. I think you'll really like it.
And for our listeners who want to learn more, we've included links to all the research we talked about in the show notes, so be
Yeah.
sure to check those out. But before we go, I have one last question for you. We've seen how peppermint can do all these amazing things like soothe our stomachs, clear our heads, and even lift our mood. But does this point to something bigger? Could peppermint be a key to unlocking a more natural and accessible path to overall well-being?
That's a really interesting question. And to be honest, it's one that researchers are still trying to answer. But what we do know is that peppermint seems to have this unique ability to address multiple aspects of our health, from the physical to the mental and emotional. And, you know, maybe it even holds more secrets that we haven't discovered yet.
It makes you wonder what other incredible natural remedies are out there just waiting to be explored, right?
Exactly. That's what I love about this field. There's always something new to learn.
Well, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive. But the exploration doesn't have to end here. Keep that peppermint curiosity alive. And until next time, happy diving.